Good morning. Welcome to the Calm Confident Parenting Facebook group. So I know there's lots of new people here, so I just wanted to welcome you all and introduce myself. My name is Adrienne Bishop. I am a life coach for parents and a certified positive discipline parent educator. And I'm just excited to be here with you guys. I missed you. I love going live. I feel like I'm talking to you, even though you're not talking back to me. So it's just really fun for me to do the lives, and I hope you're getting some really good info out of them and some great help with your parenting. So today I want to talk about how to get your child to talk to you, especially when they are emotional. So, when your child gets upset, or maybe they make a mistake or get in a fight with their sibling, and you just want to figure out like what's going on with them. But then when you go try to get them to talk to you about it, they either ignore you or they yell back or they just say, "Stop talking to me. I don't want to talk about it." So I'm sure most of us have experienced that. I feel like that's a very common situation with parents. I thought that this would be a really good thing to address because I have a child that tends to shut down when she makes a mistake or gets angry, and I try to talk to her about it. And so I've been doing a couple things that have been really helping get through to her and get her to talk to me. So this is an example though for my other two kids. The other day I heard my 3-year-old crying in the living room while he was playing with his 6-year-old brother. So I went in to make sure everything was okay. And when I went in, I could see that both kids had been hurt. Macklin was crying and Finn was just, had this look on his face that he was upset. So when I went in to talk to them, I went over to my 6-year-old and I said, "Hey, Mac is crying. What happened?" So as you can imagine, what he first did was he moves away from me with a scowl on his face, and as I kept trying to inquire, like, what happened? What's going on? Why is Matt crying? He said, "I don't want to see your face right now." And I thought to myself, okay, this is not working. So I didn't know if this is something you can relate to, where your child just, gets defensive or yells back at you when you ask what's going on. Sometimes kids start yelling about something that they're upset, and then you start asking questions, try to figure out why they're upset. Maybe you say, "Why are you mad? What's wrong? What's going on?" I've even said, like, "What's wrong with you?" Stuff like that. And guess what happens? They just get madder. Or maybe they just yell, "Stop." Or they yell, "Nothing's wrong." And then they run away. So if this happens, what the heck are you going to do instead, right? So asking questions makes the most sense. We just trying to figure out what's going on. You ask them a question, but it's not working. So what is happening in these situations is that when you ask questions like, "What's wrong? What happened? Why are you so mad? Why is your brother crying?" These questions feel like you're blaming your child for something that happened, right? There's a blame element. And when I ask those questions during the live, did you kind of feel that negative emotion come up, like that sort of defensiveness? So what's happening is that when someone gets blamed, they can also feel an overwhelming sense of shame, right? So when these usually go kind of hand in hand. And so when kids feel blamed and shamed, they feel like they're being attacked. And so normally when people are feeling like they're being attacked, they get defensive. So either they fight back or they run away. And neither of those things are really great for a meaningful conversation, right? Getting some information out of your kids. So instead, when your child is emotional, whether they're sensitive or not sensitive or very emotional or just sometimes emotional, it's important to remember that talking about emotions to your kid with your kids sometimes can feel uncomfortable and even shameful for some if they feel like there's something wrong with them, right? So kids might even think that since they made a mistake, that they're bad people. And then they feel shame when you try to inquire about it. Kids may feel that they're bad for what happened, and others may feel weak, right? Or that even having these intense emotions are a problem and there's something wrong with them. And also remember that when kids or even adults are emotional, their logical brain shuts off, right? And then they can't respond in the way of conversation, which is a logical part. You have to use your logical part of your brain to have a conversation. So if the emotional part of the brain is on, the logical brains are off. So what I want to offer is that instead of asking questions, which as I have found can cause resistance and shame, instead we want to make statements about what's happening. So what you want to do is simply state what you observe and do it calmly and just matter of fact. So even if you are upset, let's say you are getting really worked up, you need to make sure that you get to a calm place and use your thoughts to get to calm, then use these statements, okay? Don't do it when you're upset. It's not going to work. So one of the ways you could do it is you could say, you're upset because your brother hit you. Macklin is crying because you hurt him. You are yelling because you can't find your favorite bathing suit. And you see how I'm just kind of making statements about what I see and kind of almost like making an assumption about what's happening just to kind of get them somewhere. And then the other thing is you could say you're frustrated because you don't know how to read this math problem, right? And so the great thing is about this is that when you make these statements, kids feel compelled to correct you if you're wrong. So for example, they might say, no, Macklin hit me and that's why I hit him back. And then you could say, oh, okay, so you hit him, then he hit you, then that's why both of you are upset right now. Is that right? And you can just keep going with the statements to figure out what is going on. Or maybe they'll say, no, I can't find my backpack or my towel. I have my bathing suit. Oh, okay. So you have your bathing suit. You need to find your backpack or towel, and that's making you frustrated. And then they can say, no, I'm not frustrated. I'm just mad, or whatever they say, right? Or they might say, no, I can read the problem. I just think it's stupid to do this work. Okay, so you're frustrated because you think your work is stupid. And then you can just kind of keep going back and forth with these calm statements and not in the way of sarcasm or anything else. No anger involved, just calm, like, oh, okay, so this is what's going on. And then you can just keep making statements to verify what they're saying until you get to an answer. And the most important piece about this, again, is to stay calm and neutral. So the more calm you are, the more your child will talk. So again, get into a space where you can feel that way first. Also, I just want to say that some kids will just want to put off talking. Maybe they don't feel like it right now, or they don't want to even have you make these statements and correct you, and that's okay. And so the really cool thing is I posted in the group about how you out there get your kids to talk to you. And I had some really good advice from some of the parents in the group. So here's what they said. When you're ready to talk, I'm here to listen, right? So you can just say that. You can stop asking. And one of the moms said to go in the car, say you'll be available to talk in the car. And she says this is for her teenager. The lack of eye contact makes it low key and it's easier to share things that are hard or embarrassing. So I love that one. Great option. One of the moms of a highly sensitive kid actually says she gives him 3 options: tight hugs and physical comfort, meditative acceptance of his feelings in the present state reminders, and or let him know I am removing myself physically from the situation, but acknowledging that he's struggling with something and she will be close by for when he's ready to talk things out, right? So that's wonderful. That's telling the child that you're going to take a break, but you're not leaving and you're available. One of the moms also said that they talk about it at night with the lights off when they're doing nighttime snuggles. So that's really great too, because you're not having eye contact with them at that moment. So they can feel more likely to talk. And then another mom said that when her child is really upset, she says, she goes to her calm basket to help herself and give herself a few minutes alone. And then she comes to find them after a short while to talk. And then she validates her feelings. This is all amazing ideas. I love these ideas. And I'm really excited to see if some of them help you. So comment on this post or send me a message, send me a PM and just say like, this is what I did and this is how it worked. Or if it didn't work, definitely contact me if you need some more advice. And so if you have a child with big emotions, if this is you, if you feel like you're struggling to understand how to help them in these moments, and I just want you to know, I totally get it. I have kids with big emotions myself. I experience it every day. I totally get it. It's hard. And sometimes the things we do make it better, and sometimes the things we do make it worse. So we do have an influence on how things go. So if this is you and you want to feel more confident in how to handle your emotional or sensitive child, this is exactly what I help parents with in my coaching practice. I also will help you to feel less stress about it right away. So there's a tool that I use to give parents to feel better immediately without even having to change their kids' behavior. And in fact, it actually helps them to help their child to change their behavior more easily when they do this tool. So message me, we can set up a call, and I will tell you exactly how to help your child through their emotions and give you that tool to feel calmer right away. Okay, so I hope to talk to you all soon, and message me if you would like to set up a call. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.